Welcome to FPL Tips and Tricks. So here's how my team lined up for Game Week 2, and we came away with a solid 63 points, comfortably above the average. Not bad at all. Dubravka and Estiv had the easiest fixtures on paper, and both delivered clean sheets with 6 points each. Tarkovsky stood out in defense, racking up an impressive 8 points. Meanwhile, Virgil only managed 3, with Liverpool's defense still looking a bit shaky in their opening games. Now onto the midfield. Salah picked up an assist and brought in 5 points. My captain this week, Bukayo Saka, got on the scoresheet and ended with 12 points, but he was subbed off early with a hamstring issue. Definitely one to keep an eye on. Wirtz blanked again, that's 2 weeks in a row, but I'm not rushing to sell. With Burnley away in Game Week 4 and Everton at home in Game Week 5, he still has good fixtures ahead. Bruno Fernandes got credit for 2 defensive contributions, but his missed penalty was one to forget, sent that one right back to Manchester. Reinders blanked as well, though Spurs looked sharp against City. Now, the star of the show, João Pedro, dropping a monster 15 points, what a performance. Up front, Strand Larsen blanked again, but he did score twice in the Carabao Cup against West Ham, so nothing too worrying there. On the bench, Sanchez picked up 3 points, Van de Ven impressed with a clean sheet and 6 points at the Etihad, a tough fixture on paper. Budget forward Mark Guiu only managed a single point, and Diouf chipped in with 3. A lot of FPL managers are jumping ship on Cole Palmer right now, and honestly, it's understandable. He blanked in Game Week 1 and picked up an injury in Game Week 2. But let's not forget what he's capable of. Here's the latest update on Palmer. Palmer withdrew from the West Ham game at the last minute after he felt something in his groin during the warm-up, according to head coach Enzo Maresca, and was apparently not 100% in the days building up to the game, leading to concerns that he may miss more time as a result of the issue. Chelsea reporter Simon Phillips claims on social media that Palmer was sent for a scan on the affected area and that while the results were positive and better than he first feared, it's also possible that the game against Fulham is too soon for the midfielder. Palmer has not yet returned to full team training, and with an international break taking place after this weekend, it's possible that Palmer is given an extended break to get back to full fitness, but no official decision has been made as to whether he may be available for Chelsea or indeed for England ahead of their World Cup qualifying matches against Andorra and Serbia. To all FPL managers, if you've got Saka, like me, it might be time to move on. 2 underwhelming game weeks, a blank, a single goal against Leeds, and now he's carrying an injury. That's a bit too much. Here's the latest on Saka. Bukayo Saka is set to miss Arsenal's game at Liverpool on Sunday as well as England's World Cup qualifiers against Andorra and Serbia next month. The 23-year-old went off with a hamstring injury in Saturday's home win against Leeds United, and it is estimated the forward will be unavailable for up to 4 weeks. If you're looking to replace Saka or Palmer, here are my top 3 picks, and leading the pack is Antoine Semenyo. Yes, he's got a tricky fixture away to Spurs next, but things open up nicely after that. Bournemouth face Brighton at home in Game Week 4, and let's be honest, Brighton didn't look great last time out. Then it's Newcastle at home in Game Week 5, and they're struggling with injuries and missing Anthony Gordon due to suspension. In Game Week 6, they've got Leeds away, a team that just conceded 5 to Arsenal. Then Fulham and Crystal Palace, both at home in Game Weeks 7 and 8. On top of the fixtures, Semenyo is currently the highest-scoring midfielder in the game with 21 points and has already seen a price rise of 0.2 million. At just 7.2 million, he's looking like incredible value with a solid run of games ahead. My second choice is Mohamed Kudus, a bit more budget-friendly, but still a strong option. Both Spurs and Kudus looked impressive in their first 2 matches, and his upcoming fixtures are hard to ignore. He starts with Bournemouth at home in Game Week 3, then faces West Ham away in Game Week 4, probably the weakest team in the league so far. In Game Week 5, it's Brighton away, who've been looking shaky defensively. Then it's Wolves at home in Game Week 6, another team off to a poor start, followed by Leeds away in Game Week 7, who just conceded 5 to Arsenal. Finally, Aston Villa at home in Game Week 8, and they've had a patchy start to the season. Kudus also comes in at just 6.6 million. So, if you've got 2 free transfers, you could downgrade Palmer or Saka to Kudus and use that extra cash to upgrade your budget striker. like Mark Guiu, to a 7.5 million forward such as Chris Wood, João Pedro, or Jean-Philippe Mateta. With that run of fixtures and price point, Kudus looks like a top value pick. And finally, my third pick is more of a short-term play, but a really exciting one. I'm talking about Matheus Cunha. He's got a great fixture this week, Burnley at home. Cunha looked sharp in his first 2 Premier League games and came very close to scoring against Fulham. Yes, he's a bit pricey at 8 million, but if you're looking for a one-week punt, it could be worth it. He's even a potential captaincy option against Burnley. Plus, with the international break between game weeks 3 and 4, there's a good chance Palmer could return by game week 4. Even though his fixtures after that, Man City away, Chelsea at home, and a trip to Anfield in game week 8, are tough, that just reinforces the idea that Cunha is ideal as a short-term pick. So if you're looking to take a calculated risk with big upside this week, Cunha could be your guy. Overall, to replace Saka at the moment I am going with Antoine Semenyo. Let me know which midfielder you would go for in the comments section. If you're looking for a striker around the £7.5 million mark, here are 3 options to consider. First up is João Pedro. He's already in my team. He blanked against Palace, but put up a huge 15 points against West Ham. Right now, I've got no reason to sell him. That said, if you're thinking of bringing him in, the upcoming fixtures aren't exactly ideal. It's Fulham at home in game week 3, and don't forget, Chelsea actually lost this fixture 2-1 last season. Then it's Brentford away in game week 4, followed by a trip to Old Trafford in game week 5. United's morale seems low after their shock defeat to Grimsby, so that might not be as tough as it looks on paper. Game week 6 brings Brighton at home, a solid fixture, but then it's Liverpool at home in game week 7. Their defense has looked shaky in the opening 2 games, so there could be opportunities there. In game week 8, it's Forest away. They've started strong with 4 goals in 2 games, but they've also conceded twice, so it could be an open match. And then comes possibly Pedro's best fixture of the season, Sunderland at home. I wouldn't be surprised to see him grab a brace in that one. Overall, I think João Pedro is the best pick in this price bracket. He's likely on penalties while Palmer is out, expected to play the full 90 minutes, and offers great value at £7.6 million. The second option is Chris Wood, who put up an impressive 13 points against Brentford with a well-taken brace. He did blank against Palace, but to be fair, they've looked solid defensively, conceding just 1 goal in 2 games against top opposition in Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. At £7.7 million, I think Wood offers great value, especially when you look ahead at the upcoming fixtures. West Ham at home in game week 3. They've been poor defensively, conceding 11 goals in their last 3 games across all competitions, including 3 to a newly promoted side. Game week 4 is a tough one, Arsenal away. They've yet to concede a single goal this season, so don't expect too much there. But then it's Burnley away in game week 5, which Forest should win comfortably. Game week 6 brings Sunderland at home, the easiest fixture on paper for Wood all season. Then it's Newcastle away in game week 7, and while that's usually a tough match, Newcastle are currently dealing with injuries and suspensions. Game week 8 is Chelsea at home, not ideal, followed by Bournemouth away in game week 9, which could be a good opportunity. Over this run, I'd expect Chris Wood to grab somewhere between 6 to 7 goals if he stays fit and keeps starting. Solid value, especially with those favorable home fixtures. The third option is Jean-Philippe Mateta. He's had 2 blanks to start the season, but he is on penalties, and that's always a plus, especially in tight games. Looking ahead, the fixtures are a mix of opportunities and challenges. Game week 3 is Aston Villa away, not an easy ground, but Villa have shown some defensive frailty. Then it's Sunderland at home in game week 4, a newly promoted side and a great chance for Mateta to get off the mark. Game week 5 is West Ham away, and honestly, that's a great fixture. West Ham have looked poor at the back, conceding heavily, including 3 to a promoted side. Then in game week 6 it's Liverpool at home, tough on paper, but their defense hasn't looked solid so far. Game week 7 brings Everton away, another team struggling to keep clean sheets, followed by Bournemouth at home in game week 8, which is arguably Mateta's best fixture in this run. Game week 9 is Arsenal away, definitely the toughest test in this stretch. If Mateta keeps penalties and secures his minutes, I'd expect around 5 to 6 goals in this run. At his price, and with those fixtures, he could turn out to be a smart differential. Game Week 3 brings some interesting captaincy choices, and each of the top 5 has a strong case. Starting with Erling Haaland, priced at 14.1 million, he leads the way with an XG of 1.37 and an XA of 0.18, facing Brighton, who sit 18th defensively. Haaland is always a top-tier option, explosive and on penalties, but away at Brighton could be a more open game, and if City rotate, minutes could be a risk. Next, Mohamed Salah, coming in at 14.5 million, doesn't have the strongest XG so far at just 0.13, but his XA of 0.16 shows he's still involved creatively. He plays Arsenal at home, a tough fixture against the league's best defense so far, but we know Salah's capable of hauling in any game, especially at Anfield. Bruno Fernandes, at 9 million, has fairly low numbers with 0.08 XG and 0.17 XA, but he's on penalties, creates plenty of chances, and has the easiest fixture of the week on paper. Burnley at home. With his influence on set pieces and a likely full 90 minutes, he's a great shout. Then there's Chris Wood, only 7.7 million, with a solid XG of 0.63, suggesting real goal threat, though his XA is just 0.04. He's facing West Ham at home, the league's worst defense so far, and he's on penalties, which gives him massive upside. Lastly, João Pedro at 7.6 million offers great value too, with 0.38 XG and 0.08 XA, and a home fixture against Fulham, who are 13th defensively. He's likely on pens if Palmer remains out and has already shown he can haul. All of these are valid picks, but for me, I'm going with Bruno Fernandes this week. It's a home game against Burnley, United need a response, and it's simply the easiest fixture among the lot. Chris Wood is really tempting with West Ham. Thanks for watching. Team selection will be out tomorrow. Please ask any questions to answer in the comments.